Carbon monoxide is a colourless, odourless, invisible gas that is responsible for hundreds of deaths every single year within the camping and wild camping community. This danger that is deadly to wild campers and campers is overlooked by many. How many of you have read the warnings inside your tent? Well, what is carbon monoxide poisoning? How does it happen? Well, it's caused by the incomplete combustion of a fuel. So the wood in your wood burner or the gas from your gas stove. When the combustion is incomplete, that's when we create carbon monoxide. And it's deadly, invisible, tasteless, odorless gas. It can kill you. Portable heat is a big thing in the camping community, in the caravanning community, whether that be one of those throwaway charcoal barbecues or a heater within your camper van. Maybe it's even just a little wood stove, or if it's cold and rainy and you're deciding to cook in the vestibule of your tent, this can cause the buildup of carbon monoxide, CO. Now, obviously, I've been cold, I've been wet, and there's nothing you want to do more than zip up your tent, get warm, get dry, and eat some hot food, have a hot drink. The problem with carbon monoxide is that the carbon monoxide can bind to your blood hemoglobin 200 times more than oxygen can. So the carbon monoxide gets in your bloodstream and it just starves your organs and you'll pass away silently. Now, the reason why I wanted to make this video, well, there's a couple of reasons. One, in my last video, I cooked in my tent. Somebody commented on it and they're right. All the time I've been wild camping, I haven't taken carbon monoxide poisoning seriously. And unfortunately, very, very recently on the news, it's been reported that a couple in Scotland were found from suspected CO poisoning. Being in the camping and wild camping community, every time you meet someone decent from within the community, you end up talking, you end up sharing stories. It's an exciting passion that we have. So to hear of two of our own that have passed away through carbon monoxide poisoning, it's really devastating. The fact that I was doing it in my last video, cooking in the tent, and you can even see the warning sign visible in my video. I needed to get a video out this weekend just to talk about the dangers of carbon monoxide. But the worst thing about it is this incident is by no means isolated. In the US, 30 people die every year from camping related carbon monoxide poisoning. I couldn't get the figures for the UK. There was another reported case of a death of a grandfather and a 6-year-old boy found in Wales. Again, carbon monoxide poisoning. A grandfather has taken the time to take his little grandson camping and it's ended in absolute tragedy. When kids are sitting at home on their Xboxes so much now, such a shame. Oh my goodness, look at all these bugs. So what are the effects of carbon monoxide poisoning? How do you know if you're getting it or not? Because it's odorless, you can't smell it, you can't taste it. Well, some of the initial symptoms could be dizziness, it could be nausea, maybe confusion, and these are some of the early signs, but this can lead on to more severe symptoms, which would then result in basically slipping away, becoming unconscious, and if continued exposure, it's not a good result. So why am I out in the woodland today setting up a Phoxx 3 whilst talking about carbon monoxide poisoning? Well, I'm going to show you guys some of the best practices to avoid those issues. To demonstrate, first things first, ventilation. You need to air the space in which carbon monoxide could or is going to build up. There is never going to be 100% combustion on any fire. Carbon monoxide will always build up, and that's why you need to vent the area. So let's open up the tent as much as possible. So we've done the first important thing and vented our space just by opening the doors. That allows that carbon monoxide to disperse. It's about the same weight as air, so it doesn't really rise or fall. It just kind of mixes within the environment. So it'll disperse naturally out of any open doors. And if you can, why not be super safe? Open up double doors if you've got them. I can't even hazard a guess as to how many tents I've got, but I do know something that I'm not afraid to admit. I have never read the safety information on the inside of my tent. Now, people are going to think It won't happen to me, I'll get away with it, I'll just do it now and again, but it does happen to some people. So let's say you're in a tent like the Phoxx 3. There are ways to make a little bit of shelter if you don't want to go carrying a tarp around with you. And I realise bugs and mosquitoes can be a pain in the backside. In fact, look at this. That mosquito bite just there is killing. It's been on my hand for a couple of weeks, but better that than carbon monoxide poisoning. A nice simple way to cook in a vented area is take one of your trekking poles, take the door and make your own little makeshift lean-to, like so. And there you go. You've just made yourself a little shelter for cooking in. Taking a few minutes to carry out a simple action like this. It's strange to say it, but it could save my life. I will not be cooking inside my tent again. And after doing a bit of research, it's scary to say, but I learned something. Smouldering sources of heat, like a fire that's gone out, or a gently burning embers of a discarded barbecue. The ones that you think, well, if I've got the tent next to that, it'll keep it a bit warm throughout the night. It's without the flames and that smouldering effect of a fire, they give off tons of carbon monoxide. One of the best things you can do is invest in your own safety. We spend all of this money on this kit. Spend a few quid, 20, 30 pounds on one of them portable carbon monoxide detectors. It's going to alert you when the levels get to a point that's going to start to affect you. Get one of those and make sure it's in your kit. I'll put a link to a good one down below in the description. I now want to give you my top takeaways for safety when it comes to carbon monoxide. Number one, never use stoves, grills or heaters in an enclosed space that is not ventilated, such as a tent, a caravan or a camper van. These things are designed to retain heat, which means they're going to retain carbon monoxide. Know the symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning: headache, nausea, and dizziness. If these three things start to occur, you could be in the early stages of getting carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide could be binding to your blood and not letting the oxygen do so, which is going to in turn start to starve your organs of oxygen. And that is what we all need. Next up is educate your group. Just because you're experienced and you know this information now doesn't necessarily mean the people you're camping with or first-time campers will. Talk about CO, talk about carbon monoxide poisoning, how to avoid it and the dangers of it. Educate wherever possible. Always carry a personal, portable carbon monoxide alarm detector. Make sure it's got battery and use it. And the last thing I'm going to say, and this might sound a bit cheesy, but if in doubt, vent it out. If you're not sure, if you've got those symptoms, open the tent, all right? The cold, the bugs, these things are going to happen. But carbon monoxide poisoning, after a period of time, never has a good result. It's really sad to hear the news that a couple has passed away from suspected CO poisoning. It is sad when these things crop up, but it happens all the time. I'm not even going to ask you to like and subscribe. I'm not going to do any of that. But what would be cool is the information in this video. After the research, I believe it could be shared a bit. If you can share this video and send it to somebody that camps or wild camps, I'd really appreciate it. If you think there's a really important piece of information that I haven't mentioned, just drop that below. I was a bad example in my last video, cooking in my tent. This video is to make amends a little bit to doing that.